Visiting with the Fairfield County Fair's Connie Smith, and thank you so much for joining us here today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's almost Fair Week in Fairfield County, and boy, are we getting ready.
Yes, October 8th through the 14th. Is that the
Right.
dates or 15th?
Actually, it is our opening ceremony, Dan, is October the 9th. Sunday, October the 8th is our free day. So everyone can come and we cut the ribbon on October the 9th, Monday morning in the Feeder Creek Show Arena, and then we run through Saturday, October 14th.
Fantastic. I know you and I talked before starting the interview that this was the very second video that we produced for Litter Media. And now, 1,400 videos later, it's time to come back, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, there's something to be said about having the last fair in the state. And we have such a unique setting in Fairfield County. It's about 68 acres right there on the edge of Lancaster, the old original fairgrounds, and lots of historic buildings there. In addition to the historic buildings, there are some newer buildings on the north side of the grounds that house a lot of our livestock. So kind of a blend of, old and new. This year, Dan, for the first time, the log cabin that was built in the 1800s has been refurbished.
Oh, wow.
All the chinking on the logs have been redone. We've had folks in, and it appears those logs are about 200 years old in that cabin. So that's all been restored. It's been a year getting that restored.
I know throughout the summer with everyone with their fairs from Pickaway County all the way now to Fairfield County, as things are been going on, everybody's got rides, everybody has food and that sort of thing. What makes the Fairfield County Fair stand out?
Oh my gosh, what makes the Fairfield County Fair stand out? I think the longevity of the fair. I think it becomes, I've been on the fair board about 3 years now, and I am always amazed at how the fair is a family reunion for a lot of folks. You see a lot of families come back together. It's kind of that annual tradition in Lancaster where, we have one sugar waffle stand, the Pierce's sugar waffle stand, that actually is one of the oldest booths. It's the fourth or fifth generation to run that sugar waffle stand. So we've got that going on. And then the other thing I think is really unique about our fair is it's really centered around one of the buildings that I think is centered around most that you wouldn't even think about is the art hall. And the art hall is multiple wings. And with those multiple wings, Dan, there are local garden club exhibits. There are over 1,000 entries in farm products, which could be anything as far reaching as the heaviest egg or the tallest sunflower, which is a new contest this year. And then about 900 entries in cakes, pies, and candies, food for the home. So as I've been on the board, part of my background has always been on the livestock side of the fair. And the more I've been on the fair board, the more I have gotten to see the art hall. And there isn't a time that it's not busy in the art hall. There's a lot of people that come to see those exhibits. There's a lot of people compete. There's a pie and cake auction that we have at the fair. So there's the uniqueness in the old, but it's combining the new, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. And one that really stands out to me is the round barn.
Yeah.
When I was there last, walking into it and seeing that the kids still display animals and things in the round bar as well, or barn. And I was impressed. I first, from seeing the outside, I thought about the historic value of it. And then stepping inside, I thought, this is incredible. I mean, it's still useful.
Yeah. Well, that barn, actually this past spring, part of the roof blew off of that barn.
Oh,
And it's a standing seam roof, so it was very difficult to get somebody to know how to bend that metal just correctly on the round part of that barn. But we got it fixed. We got it all taken care of. In that barn, should you come to the fair this year, you will find dairy cattle, you will find alpaca projects, you will have pygmy goats and milking goats in that barn. So it's got a lot of uses. You know, there was a day when the round center of that barn, every dairy farm in Fairfield County kind of had their legendary spot.
Mm.
You know, well, there are no dairy farms in Fairfield County anymore. So, you know, the uniqueness of the barn is still there. It's something to behold. It's something to really look at. And that's, I think, what makes the Fairfield County Fair a little more unique than others. There's preservation in those old buildings, and that is not inexpensive preservation in those buildings. It costs money to do that. In fact, Dan, just this year, with the help of the Fairfield County Commissioners, the Fair Board voted to install a new restroom to replace a very, very old restroom, complete with lots of handicap facilities, family restrooms. We made the investment of over $350,000 in a new restroom. And while that, you know, that kind of sounds like, could you have done something else? Well, on the south side of the grounds, right where that old round barn is, that's where that new restroom has been built. And that's the busy side of the fairgrounds, year in, year out. A lot of people want to rent that side of the fairgrounds for different activities, events, and different festival type events they have going on. So we're very proud of that new restroom. I will tell you that has been from March through August, getting that put together and done. The other thing we're really proud of, brand new website. We chose to update our website. And so we really took a really hard look at that website because, you know, how many people do you know don't just point and click to find information? And so our website hadn't been updated for quite some time. So we went into a brand new redesign about I always started in December of 2022, and we rolled it out in May of 2023. So a lot of work going into that too.
It does look nice.
Yeah.
I remember when I was there, Mount Pleasant. If you've never seen the fairgrounds from Mount Pleasant, you got to make the trek up the.
Yeah.
That's a little more difficult the older I get, but
Yeah.
once you get to the top of Mount Pleasant, it is just a spectacular view of the entire fairgrounds.
Yeah. You know, Dan, if you take a really hard look at the website and you look through all the different, how do I want to say, all the different tabs, I think what you're going to find is you're going to find a lot of pictures. Well, we employed a local media company to come in, and basically what they did for us is they did a lot of drone shots for us. And some of the most spectacular drone shots were coming down from the mountain onto the fairgrounds. So when you're looking around at that website, you're going to see some things that you're thinking, oh my gosh, you know, this was done in the early spring. So, you know, we're not getting the leaf change, the color that we're used to getting. But I'll tell you, it's very, it's really humbling, I think, to be on the board of the Fairfield County Ag Society, because it's a lot of work, but it's also, we have 1 year to have as many visitors on that fairground as we can possibly get on that fairgrounds. And you know, we're 30, 40, 50,000 visitors, and you really work all year to make sure they have a very good experience when they come to Fairfield County.
For those who are listening to this today on Litter Media Radio, we're talking with Connie Smith. She's with the Fairfield County Fair Board and the Agricultural Society in Lancaster. We have the fair going on October 8th through the 14th.
Right.
So if you want to go over to Lancaster and check that out, please do so. I'm trying to my best to remember. I know Pickaway County has this nice horse pavilion and everything they put in a few years back, but I don't know that as many county fairs have things to do for horses like Fairfield County does, whether it be from the draft horses to horse pulling to all the harness racing that goes on and many other displays.
Right. I just happen to be the open class horse superintendent. So you really hit the nail on the head when you asked that question, because we didn't rehearse this. So We have coming up we have a very good open class horse show. We have a draft show on Tuesday. No, I'm sorry, the mule show is on Tuesday and the draft horse show is on Monday. And then we have mule races coming up. So we have a lot of different things that are going on within the county fair as far as mule and pony shows. We also have horse racing that starts on Wednesday and runs Wednesday and Thursday. And then we have our draft horse pulls. And I believe those start, let me get to the entertainment section. Horse racing is Wednesday. We have a mule race Tuesday afternoon, and horse pulls are beginning at 8:30 with a draft pony pull, Dan, Tuesday, October the 10th, and then a horse pull at 11 a.m., a donkey dash at 3:15 on Tuesday, October 10th, and a mule race at 3:30 on Tuesday, October 10th. So a lot of things going on. And then Wednesday, of course, starts our harness racing at 1 p.m.
Now, when you said donkey dash, that caught my attention. I'm very familiar with donkey basketball, and I know it's not easy to get some of them to perform quickly. So this could be an interesting and maybe comedic event.
It could be. It's a first time for the fairgrounds with that. And the mule race, I believe we're up to 30 participants is the last I heard. So people are coming in to do that. They're also, going to exhibit their mules and take home some prize money there, and then maybe win the mule race to take home even additional prize monies too.
Jackson Jennies will have a good time.
Yeah, they will. Absolutely, they will. And some of those mule riders are real characters too. So let's not forget that. We've got to deal with those guys all week long.
Absolutely. Another feature that I don't think I've ever seen at any other fair was your marching bands. Of course, what are 8 or 9 high schools in Fairfield County, and they all participate in this event.
They all participate. That is kind of a tradition. It's something that fills the grandstand. And I will tell you, I was on part of the committee that worked on this new website design. So for a couple of years, we took a lot of pictures, and we were a lot more places than we thought we had ever been as far as what we wanted this website to look like. So the band show was one of the things that I hadn't been to in years. And oh my gosh, the grandstand is full.
Yeah.
People standing all along the track. They all kind of have their certain place. And with certain bands come across the racetrack, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of excitement. And so that's just another way to pull the county together to come to celebrate, the Fairfield County Fair, come to celebrate agriculture in Fairfield County. I know, sometimes if you're driving up and down 33, it seems like we're a county of warehouses and industry, but there's still a lot of agriculture in our county. One of the missions of this county fair board has always been to educate the public about agriculture. And so that's one of the things that we try to do. We have a little bit of an ag awareness building where our soil and water folks, OSU Extension will be there. All of the 4-H still displays, and all of our county FFAs will be in there with all of their projects. So we give a nod to junior fair in a big way. We recognize without junior fair, it would be a fair that was very sorely lacking. So we want those children to have a great experience. We have a livestock sale that is tremendously supported by the community. So I'm always amazed, Dan. I don't think we even think about the economic impact of a county fair in a community, but it's huge.
Yeah,
I don't think people realize
the bands being involved and the schools being involved.
Mm-hmm.
The time that this is being held, the schools no doubt have worked around the fair. That allows their kids to be involved, and just due to the fact that the kids are in school, it gives them an opportunity to say, here's another activity that we can enjoy for the rest of the week.
Yeah,
Way to pull them together.
Well, we do have several schools that are out the whole week of the fair. Some are not. Some are only out for 3 days. But yeah, it gives the kids another activity. And I think, these 4-H and FFA students who are raising livestock, we probably have some of the most competitive junior fair shows as far as market livestock anywhere in the state. I mean, just think about what I'm saying to you. We're just a few weeks away from Louisville, the big national show, the Nally. So, people are maybe feeding a couple different pigs, or they're, maybe got a couple different cattle that they're getting ready, and one's going to Louisville and one's going to Fairfield County. So, um, just there's so much to do on this fairgrounds during Fair Week. You kind of have to pick and choose. I will tell you, if you're listening to this and you want to find out all the information, you need to go to our website, and it's fairfieldcountyfair.org. And there's a tab that says Fairfield County Fair. If you click on that, the first tab down is the fair program, and that will give you everything you need to look at as far as dates, times. I guess we haven't even talked about on Monday, October 9th, it's Veterans Day. So all the banks are closed. We get a lot of draw of attendance there. There's a Veterans Day celebration at the WLOH Radio 10 at 2 p.m. So a lot of things, a little something for everybody, packed into 68 acres at the corner of Lake at Stir, Ohio, at Fair and High Street. So there's going to be something good to eat, going to be a lot of fun things to do, and we'd love for you to come join us. Still probably one of the less expensive fairs in the state. The admission is only $7, and kids under 10 are free. And it speaks to our board wanting to make this a family fun, family friendly event.
And if you want to spend all day in Lancaster, go enjoy the fair and then go over and check out Rising Park, and then climb Mount Pleasant while you're there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, you go ahead and do that. I will not be doing that. I can tell you that right now. But here's the thing: our Fairfield County visitors visit Fairfield County, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this is the month where our Trail of Scarecrows takes off. So
Yes.
if you're driving through Fairfield County, every community has scarecrows. So if it's this beautiful day and you left the fairgrounds early and before dark, I would encourage you to drive through several of the communities within our county and take a look at some of those scarecrows and enjoy that. Got a lot of great, community places to eat. Doesn't always have to be at the fairgrounds. It can be anywhere. Just support Fairfield County while you're here. And take a drive through our community. Still very, very pretty community. A lot of beautiful farm fields, a lot of great pumpkins, a lot of great things to see in Fairfield County.
Leaves are changing colors. You've got scarecrows added to the covered bridges. It's a good time to go to Fairfield County.
It's the best time to go to Fairfield County. It is the last and the best county fair in the state. And that's a mantra I think most of us as board members have either tattooed on our arm or on our forehead, because we have to, it's just that time of year. And it looks to me like the weather is going to be great. I'll take a 70-degree Fairfield County Fair day any day.
Amen to that. Absolutely.
That is what is going to happen for us this year.
October 8th through the 14th in Lancaster. Thank you, Connie, for your time today, and we hope to see you at the fair.
Oh, you will. Thank you very much, Dan. I appreciate the time.
Sure thing.
Uh-huh.